that brings to my mind the whole consent component of both CSE and we have separate sometimes legislation that are called consent laws. And speak to that, because what the Child Protection League points out to people is that in effect what they're doing is teaching children how to say yes.
Of course. Come on. Okay, let's back up for a second. And if I get too verbose, just interrupt me, right? But let me back up for a second. It's not conspiracy theory. This is just if you had bad intention, how would you do it? Let me ask you that. I mean, how would you deconstruct a society? Could you come to America and deconstruct a society with military action? No, you could not, okay? How would you deconstruct a society? How would you move the society to be a more promiscuous, sexually immoral society? Would you just come and put it on a billboard? No. You would have to get people to buy into the system. You would have to get people to engage with it, right? This is branding 101. I can get you to buy my product on the shelf, but when you take it home, you better like the taste and you better love it so that you buy it again, right? So how would you do it? This is what you would do. You would question things. All you need to do. You would propose an option. So here's the option. Is a marriage a husband and a wife? I want to draw this timeline for you. Okay? Argument happens. Should same-sex marriage happen? Are there only two genders? How many genders are there? Should pedophiles not have rights? Is pedophilia not a sexual orientation? Shouldn't a 10-year-old know about sex? Shouldn't we tell them everything we know in order that they can protect themselves? Shouldn't actually we allow a 10 or 12 or 14-year-old to decide for themselves? This is how, do you see the timeline? Now, every single thing I just told you happened over a 50-year period. Everything happened. Question prayer in schools, question God in the family, question the father's role at home, question marriage, and then you get people to start dipping their foot in the water, and it's sex. I told you earlier, the second you engage with it, it is the ultimate drug. Ultimate. There's no drug higher than it, because it's primal, because it affects the psyche. It literally alters the brain. Pornography literally alters the brain. It's like a horse with flaps on. It shuts down your ability to see peripheral vision in society and perspective. And so now you take a child and you tell a child, like we just saw in 13 states just passed a bill for lowering the minimum age consent to 14. And in the same states, they have anti-sex trafficking laws up to 17. I'm like, yeah, now you're taking a child and you are overloading them with responsibility way outside of their capability to make decisions that will forever alter their lives, right? But you triggered them earlier by desensitizing them. You hooked them on a feeling, on a drug called orgasm, probably through pornography or whatever. You've perked their interest, like what CSE does. It just asks a question, what is anal sex? Right? So, and I can show you. I did it in front of Congress the other day. In 5 seconds, I'll show you. Now this boy goes to school, 10 years old, never thought about sex in his life. Raised in a heterosexual family, never thought about sex, but he's in public school. Now it's in his classroom. Now, number one, they talk about sex, boom, you trigger something in him. Like, dang, he's starting to recognize girls. Now it's there, right? You've awoken it. Now you just ask him a question such as, what is anal sex? Or does anal sex hurt? Like the Teen Vogue magazine article. Do you know what that boy does? And they know this. Come on. He goes to YouTube because he's interested. Like, what is anal sex? And he types in anal sex on YouTube, which I can do live on camera. And in 5 seconds, YouTube will give him hardcore porn for free. For free. Now he goes home, he watches 2 videos, he's hooked. Thank you, CSE. That's grooming. 100% grooming. Desensitizing a child to the point where they would be willing to be more open to engage in sexual activity is grooming. And that curriculum does it as good as any pimp I've ever seen do it.